Hi everyone, welcome to Productive Monk. And today I'm going to be talking to you about Vipassana meditation technique. And before we dive into what it actually is, I'm going to talk to you about why do we need Vipassana meditation technique in our lives. Many people are suffering from many psychological states such as depression, anxiety, anger, addiction, stress, and are unable to find their peace in their life. A lot of improvement methodologies, such as self help, self improvement courses, and religious scriptures, cognitive behavioral therapies, these are merely intellectual exercises. Most people know what to do, what not to do, how to react, how not to react to certain situations. But in the heat of the moment, they end up being unable to react in the way that the methodologies prescribe. There are many deep rooted, strong emotions embedded deeply in our subconscious, and these deep rooted emotions are not impacted by these methodologies. What is required is an experiential way of cleansing the deep rooted emotions from the mind and body and to garner a fresh new perspective on how to lead a peaceful life. This is where Vipassana meditation comes in. Vipassana, which means to see things as they really are, is an ancient form of meditation that comes from India. It provides a permanent way to find your true self and to permanently resolve your deep rooted angers, fears, stress, depression, cravings, addictions, and so on. This meditation technique was developed by Gautam Buddha, the founder of Buddhism. I had very recently attended a 10-day course on Vipassana. In this video, I'll talk to you about what happens during these 10-day retreats and 10-day course. I'll also talk to you about what are my personal learnings from this. And then also I will recommend you as to why you need to do this course and also how you can apply for this course. Let's talk about the 10-day retreat. The day starts at 4 in the morning and you end up meditating for 10 hours a day. It may sound cumbersome, but it's totally worth it. Another part of the day is a 1.5 hour discourse that's provided by S.N. Goenka, the founder of these Vipassana centers. By 9 o'clock, it's curtains. So you get to sleep for 7 hours from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. And then the next day again, 4 a.m. onwards, the whole meditation starts. One strict rule, you have to observe noble silence during these 10 days. Not talk to anyone and not use any gadgets, smartphones, any other kind of laptops or anything. No reading materials, no writing materials, nothing. The first 2 days, you'll be practicing the Anapana meditation, which is basically observation of your breath. Just close your eyes and just focus on the touch of your breath. Your mind will keep wandering from time to time, and your job is to just bring your attention back to your breath and just observe your breath, and not to feel any emotion or depression or anger or frustration if your mind keeps wandering all the time. A lot of your past memories will keep coming up. You just have to observe your breath. The third day, you will observe the sensations below your nostrils and above your lip. So this area, you just have to observe whatever sensations that come and go. They may be pleasant sensations, they may be unpleasant sensations. Again, just observe it and don't think of anything else. Just be in the present moment and observe these sensations. Next 6 days, you will be actually practicing the Vipassana technique, wherein you will be scanning your body from head to toe and vice versa. And again, you will be observing any sensations that come along with it, whichever body part you're scanning. They can be pleasant sensations, they can be unpleasant sensations. Your job is just to observe it without any emotional reaction to these sensations. An example of a pleasant sensation can be a cold healing wave, or it can be subtle vibrations, or a tingling sensation, or a prickling sensation. Unpleasant sensations will be pain, waves of pain, and there can also be a few blind spots where you're not feeling any sensation whatsoever. A warning, there will be bouts of pain and some of the most intense pain that you felt. And you might feel, alright, why are we doing this technique? Why are we torturing ourselves? But at the end of the 10th day, you'll realize it's all worth it. And you will come up with a lot of amazing revelations and epiphanies. And in the last day, two things will happen. One is you will learn a new meditation technique called the Metta meditation technique, wherein this is a simple meditation which radiates compassion, love, and kindness for yourself and the others. And the other thing that happens in the last day is you end the noble silence. You can talk to the others, and you can share your experiences and get to know everyone. And this just softens the impact of you going back into the world after 10 days of pure meditation and noble silence. And now I'm going to talk about the deeper meaning of Vipassana technique and what are my personal learnings for this. Number one is to stay in the present moment. Be mindful and to live in the present as much as possible. Observe the reality for what it is at this particular moment in time and not how you want it to be or how it should be. Another learning for me is to work patiently, persistently, diligently, and ardently towards your goals in life, but without any emotional entanglements. If you do fail, don't get depressed, don't get angry, don't get frustrated, and just smile and again start patiently. Don't generate new emotional reactions to the stimuli in life. Buddha discovered that the universal law is change. Everything changes in this world. Nothing is permanent. Everything is impermanent. Every moment keeps changing. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. Nothing remains the same. So when we attach ourselves to certainty and we cling ourselves and we desire predictability in life and we desire things to be the same way, that's a root cause of a lot of our suffering. A true mark of an enlightened person would be someone who is adaptable to change. Another discovery made by Buddha, that too 2500 years back, is that there is no I. There is no concept of I. It's just a social construct. Because essentially speaking, all of us, and living beings, non-living things, every one of us, whoever is part of this earth, we're all made up of tiny flickering particles, atoms and molecules that are constantly arising and passing away, that are getting created and destroyed trillion times in a second. And so you do discover while meditating that actually speaking, this solid mass that we have right now, if you meditate more and more and if you peel off the layers one by one, you realize that you feel yourself actually being made of trillions of flickering, vibrating particles. And you will feel formless and structureless and baseless while meditating. And that's one of the truths that Buddha discovered. There is no I. So stop taking things personally in life. Me, myself, mine, my possessions, my interests, my cravings, my desires, my aversions. We associate our separate entity to everything in this life. And that also causes a lot of suffering in this world. The two other reasons why there is suffering in this world, as per Buddha, is craving and aversions. Craving is wanting something that you don't have, and aversion is getting something that you don't want. So our mind and body is so conditioned towards reacting to things in life, whether they are pleasant things or unpleasant things. If they are pleasant things that come our way, we immediately start craving more of it. And we have an unlimited list of cravings. Likewise, if there's something that is bad happening to us, some unpleasant, something that's happening to us in our life, our body and mind immediately reacts with aversion. And we have another unlimited list of aversions. If we understand the true nature of life, that is change, and the fact that everything is impermanent, including the pleasant things in life and the unpleasant things in life, then we can also start controlling our body and mind. And we can also start realizing in a mindful way that these things that are happening to us in our lives, Whether they are good things or bad things, they are impermanent. And so, not to let your body and mind start craving and of getting reacting aversely to situations in life, to remain equanimous. So this word you'll keep hearing a lot during the Vipassana meditation: equanimity. Equanimity is nothing but the state of being in total balance and understanding, in a calm and composed way, that nothing is permanent, and that whatever cravings, aversions are there, you just observe it, witness it, and just stay balanced, knowing that this too shall pass, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Only then you will start finding true peace and true harmony. Another key learning from this Vipassana retreat is that you need to start observing your body sensations. In all the other methodologies that I previously talked about, self help books, self improvement courses, religious scriptures, cognitive behavioral therapy, they talk a lot about the external objects, the external people, and they are the cause of our suffering and they are the cause of what's happening in our life. But actually speaking, it's the body sensations. And we react because of body sensations. So let's say someone, an external person is being angry and is shouting at us or is treating us very badly, and we are getting angry, right? And so we end up retaliating, and we shout back, and we probably hit back, or we just retaliate. So everywhere else in all the intellectual methodologies and all the other discourses, what's mentioned is the source of our anger is that person outside, the external person who is triggering us. But in actuality, our body reacts very mysteriously, and we are not paying attention to it. What happens is we feel that our nostrils are flaring up, our breath is becoming faster, our chest is heating up, and we start feeling heaviness in the chest. And then only we end up reacting. But all of this is happening in the background. It's not really visible, or we are not really conscious about it. And so what this technique teaches us is to start being conscious about our body sensations. When we are scanning our body from head to toe and vice versa, we are starting to gain mastery, and we are starting to more and more observe and start taming and training our body sensations. So next time, let's say there's someone who's treating you really badly, who is shouting at you, who's cursing you, who is making you angry, sort of. What will happen is, once you are very well versed with Vipassana meditation technique, and if you start gaining wisdom, you will understand that, okay, my body sensations, there's something happening in me. Okay, I feel my chest is starting to get heavy. Okay, this means that maybe I'm getting angry. And then you can have an internal dialogue within yourself, and this can all happen within a few milliseconds. You can tell yourself, calm down, Barun, calm down. It's okay, it's all right. This too shall pass. This is just a fleeting emotion that you're getting. The external object, he is doing what he has to do. But I should not react as per him. I have control over my mind and body. I will not react in an angry way. I will let this pass, and I'll remain equanimous. I'll remain calm. Then the moment passes, then you gain that clarity. Okay, let me try and help him out. Let me try help myself out. Let us try to become friends. I forgive him. And so later on, you'll end up becoming more and more calm, and multiple events, multiple stimuli, multiple people, multiple objects will keep hitting you externally. But internally, you will remain resolute, and you will remain equanimous, and you will realize that everything is impermanent. And so you will not react to things, you will start responding to things, and you will also be able to observe clear as light all the body sensations that are happening and how they are linked to your emotions. So just at the right moment, you will be able to control your mind and body and calm things down, and then react and respond in a very positive, mature, professional, and calm, composed way. And a lot of people will start respecting you more and more. And you will also have the clarity and the wisdom of being able to focus and observe things really well. And slowly and surely, you start becoming smarter, and you'll be even more productive with your work. While doing Vipassana, You're also clearing the stock of your old reactions, which are stored as subconscious memories in your mind and body. These are called sankharas in Pali, which is the Buddhist language, which was used 2500 years back. The more you meditate, the more layers of sankharas will keep coming up to the surface. And if you observe the pain in your body, if you observe the pleasant sensations in your body and not react to them with craving or aversion, and if you remain equanimous and if you understand the law of impermanence, these sankharas will start evaporating, and then new sankharas will start coming, new bouts of pain will start coming. So you're going deeper and deeper into the layer, you're peeling the layers of the onion, and you're going deeper and deeper into the source of your misery through Vipassana meditation. The more bouts of pain you have, the more successful you are in clearing your old stock of the sankharas. So now that I've explained to you my personal learnings, let me talk to you about why you should do it. What are the benefits for you and my recommendations? It gives you more awareness about yourself, your mind as well as your body. In this fast-paced world where there are millions of stimuli hitting us daily, where there are so many expectations out of us, where there are so many distractions and our attention span just keeps getting reduced, we become less and less aware about our mind and body, and we end up living in autopilot mode. We're not mindful about how we live. We don't focus on how our mind and body is when we are being faced with a situation. Vipassana meditation starts handing you control over your mind and body and your life. If you are able to control and master your mind and body, then you will start controlling and mastering your life. If you don't do that, well, you are just being, you're just constantly reacting to life, and you're always playing second fiddle to what life throws at you. The Vipassana meditation, as well as the Anapana meditation, which is done in the first 2 days, it starts improving your concentration, it starts broadening your attention span, and starts making you more focused. A lot of people with ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, they also benefit from Vipassana. What this technique also teaches you is to pause before reacting. It quietens your mind. When you take a pause, then you realize, okay, instead of reacting, I can respond in a certain way. It's very helpful for you to deal with the various vicissitudes of life, whether it's professional or personal. Equanimity equals wisdom. You start becoming wiser and wiser by the day. If you practice Vipassana every day for 2 hours, in the 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the evening, and if you keep going for these 10-day retreats every year, maybe for the first 3-4 years, you will realize so many things in your life and how you reacted in the past. It will come clear as light to you that this is not how you should live your life. And equanimity, living in a balanced way, the middle ground, the middle path, not reacting to things, that will come second nature to you. The other thing you will realize very clearly is everything is impermanent. And so you will take life less seriously. Whatever happens in your life, you will not becoming deep rooted, have a deep rooted emotional connection to it. You will start viewing them as a third person, and you'll start viewing them as happenings. And so you will be able to distinguish yourself from the mind and body and witness it in a neutral way. And that will make you have more control over your life. It gives you a broader perspective. Instead of thinking only about me, and only my partial truth, you will start thinking about the whole truth. You will start empathizing with others and seeing things from their point of view. You will become kinder, more giving. You will be selfless. You will want to serve others. You will be more loving, not just towards yourself, but also towards others. You will be more unconditional. And you will know the true meaning of love, which is to love without expecting anything in return. To just purely immerse yourself and to just be compassionate and completely give your 100% attention and love and compassion without any expectation in return. Once you start doing that, you will end up being more competent in your life. your thinking will expand 10 times. Your wisdom will expand 10 times. You'll be more productive at your work. And you'll be much better as a spouse or as a son or a daughter or as a father or a mother or as whatever role you play in the family. You will end up being more helpful for your community, for your society, and you'll end up growing very quickly. And you'll have a purpose, a vision in your life. And you will see the true nature of how to impact society. One last thing is there is something called adithana, which in Pali means discipline. And so, a couple of times, they ask you to sit for 1 hour without moving your entire body, not even an inch, no, not even moving your finger. So, your posture, everything should remain exactly the way it is for 1 hour while meditating. And believe me, it's extremely hard. And I really suffered a lot in that. There was a lot of pain. And you will feel that, why am I doing this? What is this? And so a few folks start leaving the course while this is happening. When I was able to complete Adithana for 1 hour without moving, despite the terrible amount of pain and discomfort and sometimes questioning why I'm doing this, but eventually when I completed, I realized that discipline and patience, these two are virtues which many people just talk about but don't actually do it. And this technique will really help me in the long term, because when I think back, and I'm a master procrastinator, I'm a very lazy person. Later on in life, when I think back about how I became more and more disciplined, I will always think about Adithana. So patience and discipline is actually practice on your own body through this technique. It's very worthwhile. 10 days, it's not going to be smooth sailing, let me tell you this. 10 days, it's going to be a rough ride for you. But if you are able to make it to the 10 days, then you'll actually realize how you've been living life in a different way, and how this gives you a much more holistic way of living life, a more permanent way of dealing with your issues in life. Give it a try. And of course, this is just the first step towards the path. The ultimate goal of the path is enlightenment, and I'm nowhere near that. I've just taken my first Vipassana course. I do intend to go next year, and I would urge you as well to do it. A lot of us have these insecurities, these deep-rooted defilements and deep-rooted impurities, and we react really strongly to certain stimuli without even thinking. If you're able to tame your mind and body, there's nothing like it. So now I'm going to talk to you about how you can apply for this course. Visit dhamma.org, dhamma.org, and apply for whatever courses are available that are coming up. So they're different. There are 10-day courses, 20-day courses, 30-day, 45-day, 60-day courses as well. So it depends on whatever course you want to apply for, whichever is nearest to your location. And please note that it's completely free. It's run by a charitable trust. It's run on donations, so you don't have to pay anything. They might ask for donations, and if you want to pay for it, otherwise no need to pay for it. One of the great things about this course is it opens its doors to anyone, and it's all about the universal truths of nature and how you can implement that in your day-to-day life. So thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you also get this inspiration and this spark to also go for this kind of a course in your future, and so that I wish that you are able to attain true harmony, true peace, true love, and true wisdom. Thank you.